Hello world, it's 5:30 in Dubai. Good evening Philippines, good evening India. Welcome to the second pilot episode of Power Talk with Prodigy, the Titanium Talk series. Now we have this evening an interview with one of the top 50 global inspirational women to look out for in 2022 by Titanium magazine. And of course with me is my partner in crime and my best friend, Gina Mones.
Hello, and of course, my best friend, Love Sharminoy Chuko. Happy birthday!
Thank you so much.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Yay! Lash and curls.
My God, it's so heavy.
Wish first, wish.
Wish. I wish that I'll have longer life so I can serve more. And I wish for Blush and Curls to have more branches all over UAE. To have more clients because I believe and I really salute to the services that you've given, guys. You are all super women.
Well, it was a blessed day indeed because we are here in the establishment of one of our guests for this episode. And thank you so much for watching our first pilot episode, the interview with Dr. Sweta Adatia. Thank you so much for your support. Now, we are presenting to you another VVIP guest.
Yes. If you're inspired with Dr. Sweta, you will be more inspired with this woman.
Yes. If on my right, I have Love Charmaine. This time on my left, I'm going to call on this lady, powerful lady, Lavanya Vikram. Wow, isn't she lovely, Bess?
Oh yeah, look at her.
Oh my gosh, and the pink shoes, I love it.
Look at her.
Good afternoon, Lavanya. How are you?
I'm doing very well. How are you ladies?
Her business is beauty salon.
Yes.
She really represents her business. She's
With
really
beauty.
beautiful. Look at her.
With beauty, wit, courage, what more?
She has everything actually.
Yeah.
But then we are here this evening for an interview to know more about her.
Exactly. And
So many articles, interviews outside social media that has been, she's very famous in TikTok as well. But we want to know more about Lavanya as a person.
as a person, well, as a friend of hers, and I've seen her as well in several events of Prodigy Global Network. Well, those are the things that I know about Lavanya.
Yes.
So this is the purpose of this episode, to know more about this powerful woman. We will not introduce her because she will be introducing herself to us. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Lavanya Vikram.
Thank you so much, ladies. It's an honor, and I'm so humbled, I can't tell, to be sitting with two of the most powerful women that I know. I think we started as knowing each other maybe around 2.5 years, 3 years now.
Yes.
Yeah. And when I met Love the first time, I was thinking, is this lady a bit very strict or what? Not loosening up herself or what? But eventually, if you know her, you will come to know that she is one of the women that I met who is very down to earth. Yeah. And what actually touched my heart is the way that you inspire so many women around us. This is something that I love about you, Love. So that's a respect I have for you, because there are so many women from the different parts of the thing that they come in and they try to put their efforts, and you bring them in the spotlight to the entire world, to the entire UAE community, which is commendable. And thank you once again for having me in that spot.
You well deserved it. All the accolade, all the exposure, all the support that we gave to you, you deeply and greatly deserve it.
Thank you. And this spot at the moment, you rightly deserve it once again. So come on, Lavanya, introduce yourself to the world. Who is Lavanya Vikram?
So Lavanya Vikram, I was born and raised here in UAE, and born to a very good mid-class family where I had nothing to worry about, because my parents, they took care of me as a princess. And the things changed upside down when I lost both of them at one glance. And I had a sibling, a sister to look after when I was at the age of 13. I didn't know what to do because I was studying, and they had put up a dream in my head, like, as generally I think that's all the parents of those time used to think, that either I should be a doctor or an engineer, and not only just pushing me to become a doctor, but it was my dream because I loved science so much. So I enrolled myself for the medical science for 1 year. I was a rank holder student back in India. So I did first year of my education as an MBBS student, and I had to quit because I didn't have money to pay the rest of the fees for the college. So when I came out of that, the only option I left was with few graduation programs that I could enroll myself, that too not in a full-time college because the admissions were over and I had to pick few of them. So I wanted to do the BSc Biotechnology or BSc Microbiology, and both of them didn't happen. So I ended up doing BA English, and I used to work. The reason why I used to work is that because I needed money to feed myself, take care of my sister, complete her education, my education. And trust me, things don't look the way that when you have. And my parents were the only, son and daughter for their family. Luckily, they had done some deposits for us, which helped in few of our schooling needs. But then, things are different when you are actually exposed to the world and you never learned how to come out of it. So I had a break from UAE, went back to India because of the visa issues and stuff like that. And that was a very big turning point in my life, because I used to start working leave my home at 5:30 and start my first work at 7 and end my last work at 8. So first I used to take, I was a student, I was a college student, and I used to take classes as spoken English tutor first. And then I used to work as a counselor, taking admission for students in one of the institute, which is 9 to 5 job. Take the bus, take 1 hour ride, come back home, and then take again spoken English classes. Now these classes I used to take for people who were not very educated, but they were they were people, carpenters, they were auto rickshaw drivers, there were people like from bakers, there were people who wanted to go outside, but they don't know how to speak English. And I had a very good vocabulary, obviously, because I studied here. So I used that as a tutor. So I was teaching people who were 40, 45, and that time I was just like 19 or 18, So cool. Yeah. So, and especially India working style is, with all due respect, but it's very different in terms of, and I would say UAE is my home for me. And the safety that I find here, I've not found in any of the countries, with all due respect to all the countries, including India as well. But I feel this is home for me. So I always wanted to come back and do something. So I used to do my side-by-side college and work. And on weekends, I used to do catering. I used to cook for people who had a small party or iftar gathering, or a small wedding or an engagement. So like about 50, 60 people, I used to make a big catering because I love cooking. So I used to cook, and whatever sources it came in the right way for me to make money, I used to make. So I'm not ashamed of doing things that is through hard work, and I'm proud that whatever I am today is the reflection of many people that I am that time. So I never forget my journey. Like now when I'm talking to you guys, all that's going on at the back of my mind.
You remember it?
Yes, all of that memories come. So that's how I've learned. And when I came back to Dubai, I started working when I finished my graduation. So I was thinking what I should do. So I used to write content writing, for people, for captioning some places, some brands, and I used to write for magazine and stuff like that. That's how I entered in IT, because that's the first time I entered in IT, and I hated computers, trust me, and I hated the whole domain and all that concept. But then that was an important thing for me to earn money, because the salary was good, and that was like, this job could put me into a scale where I wanted to reach. And eventually I wanted to come back to UAE at any cost, because I didn't want
the most in demand work before.
Yeah.
And even now,
IT. So I started as a small content writer there, and then I went into the sales. So the company found out that I could actually crack deals, so that's when they put me out on the front end. So I used to, then that became my full-time job. and it actually supported my sister's graduation and post-graduation. So she is a BTech aeronautical engineer when she was doing that, although it didn't help her now any ways, but you know, she wanted to become that. So it helped her in my education, and I used to do my MBA at the same time, and I used to also started looking for the skin anatomy courses because I didn't wanted to leave science at all. So when I go to like any medical colleges or hospital, I used to love seeing doctors, and that's one thing that I feel is missing in me, and which I managed myself telling that maybe not in this way, but I'll have an opportunity in future where I will be able to do that. So I got an opportunity to come back to UAE in IT company, and then I started working here as a sales specialist. First I started at telecalling, then I became the front executive.
How old were you by then?
I was like 21, 22 when I came back, and getting visa was very difficult here.
Yeah.
So I used to exit and come all the time. Oh my God, that's a different story.
She's jack of all trades.
I mean, I was just floored.
Yeah, true.
Come on.
What a journey. But then, Lavanya, what is the turning point when you decided to leave the corporate life and start your own business?
So when I started, when I was doing my IT, I grew very well because there is different segments of IT. I used to deal in website designing and the back end. So when the first time when the recession hit, which is 2008, people were running away from here because there was no jobs and lot of problems. And a lot of them told me, Lavanya, I think you should also go back, because I was jobless at the same time. Because my company got closed down one fine day. I didn't know what
But you were
to do.
still single that time.
I was still single. So I decided to stay back, and I decided that no, I will find a job. Although I had a lot of job opportunities, I went for interview, I got selected, but I was not happy. That's when I got a job in one of the leading company in UAE, which is a corporate IT security vendor, entirely new portfolio, but the salary was very good. So I decided to take my role there as a corporate. Again, the reason of me in this level of corporate business, or a lot of reshaping happened during that time when I was in the corporate, because I learned hell lot of stuff there about managing people. So I started as a telesales executive, inside sales executive, and then when I was leaving, I was a channel sales director when I was leaving, because I was handling the rest of Middle East and Africa, and I had around 263 people reporting to me when I was leaving the job.
Wow.
Oh my God. I'm so emotional hearing about
I didn't know about all of this.
But only now.
Yes,
It's a
just
revelation.
now. It's a revelation.
My dear
So
audience.
something I used to do when I was working, before I started my traveling and thing, is that I used to do makeup, because I'm a certified makeup artist from Makeup Forever and Bobbi Brown. So I used to do makeup for fashion shows, just like that, just that I will not leave the loose of beauty, because I loved fashion people, styling them and doing all of that stuff. But as soon as I grow in my work, the sight of this started fading off, the beauty part stopped fading. I couldn't handle people. I couldn't do consultation for people. So that started like making me a little bit hollow inside, thinking that I'm losing the hands-on for this. The whole turning point happened is when I met Mr. Vikram,
Wow.
So
And that is
The love
like
of her
in the
life.
IT company.
yeah, so he used to work for Dubai municipality as a backend. He was in IT, I was in IT as well. So we met through, obviously through official meeting, but we didn't know that sometime later, we met on an online dating site, and we would end up, doing this. Very difficult to convince him, by the way, but I did it, So when
Is it a shotgun wedding?
No, I told him that actually, if you're not gonna marry me, I'm coming to India and I will kidnap you. That's the kind of threatening I gave him.
But it is love marriage.
Yeah, it is a
right?
love
It's
marriage, yeah.
Wow.
So we dated for a year and a half, and then we decided to get married because we didn't had any commitment with each other, but we knew in our inside that he was the best one for me to mentor my life and to bring my life in a proper
Correct.
pathway, because I was doing many things, but at the same time I didn't had a guidance to where to go, what to do, stuff like that. He brought that stability in my life. He is the one who did that. So when I was still working, and after marriage it was very difficult, because I used to travel like from Sunday until Thursday, and then come back Thursday evening, and Friday one day spending time with him. Saturday I'll just go to Salon, do my blow dry, and then go back to travel again. So it was very difficult after marriage to give time for him. And then one day we were just discussing the person, because the marriage happened also is because of his mom, which is my mom. She is the woman that I look up to for many reasons, on the way how she has managed the family, patience that she has, how to keep together, you know, because I didn't had anyone growing up to see. Obviously I've seen my mom and dad, but when the things were happening, I didn't know what to do.
You are orphan
Yes.
in a very young
So-
age.
Yeah, at 13 years old,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
Like, my God, listen, our dear audience, this woman has courage. She's an epitome of courage, an epitome of determination, an epitome of versatility,
Consistency.
consistency, and never giving up.
Yes.
It is really true that the message that for me, the message that we can get from her is actually, whatever the circumstances that we have, it may seem in our eyes is very difficult, but Lavanya says it all, that it is never that easy, but the path is doable. That's correct, right? And
I think the reason why she surpassed this all, it's because when their parents left them at a very early age, she got this responsibility thing that I need to stand as a parent to my sister, which I can really relate because I am also having one sister. And even though my parents are still there and my father just passed away, but then the responsibility as an elder sister is there. And you have to take and embrace this responsibility, whatever it takes.
I somehow resonate to what you say, Bess and Love.
Because she's the youngest.
I'm the youngest among 6 siblings, but I can see that all my elder siblings are very responsible. I mean, they took care of me, they love me very much, they supported me. But one thing really that I commend, because there are people who were like orphaned at a young age and their lives became miserable too. Because they thought that it's the end of the world once you lose a loved one. And oh my
especially
God,
your
I don't have-
parents.
I don't have anyone to support me now. How are we going to survive? My sister is too young and I'm also young. So, but I really commend your spirit,
Your grit.
your grit, your courage, and of course I would say faith, because you believe that you have a creator helping you out.
I agree that.
And then with regards to, when Vikram came into your life, they say that behind a successful man is a woman. This time, let's put it around.
The other one, yes.
Behind a successful woman or a wife is the husband.
The husband.
But
And you're very lucky to have a very supportive husband.
But not all husbands.
Yeah, I mean, when I went up with this, because when I went up with the idea of opening Salon in 2014, that's when we started discussing about all of
Actually,
this.
that's my question, Bess. Like, of all the IT thing and science
Yes.
stuff,
Why salon?
beauty salon?
So, like I mentioned, I love science and I wanted to bring a shift in the beauty industry because I've seen beauty industry very closely. I always been a fan of, I don't do a lot of stuff on my face. I don't put makeup, although I love makeup. I have a lot of stuff in makeup. My home, everywhere in the salon, everywhere, there's a lot of makeup stuff. But I believe that the beauty enhancement that you do, the care that you give to your skin is very important for any makeup to reflect and look good on you, So most importantly, people always forget is that when they choose the product, they don't read the label, they don't care what they're putting on their face or on their hair and stuff like that. Now, since I had the science background and the skin anatomy background, I know how it is going to work on in detail about it. But when I talk to people, they get bored, including my husband, like, please stop it, because it's too much science I go very technical to explain how it's going to work, how is the science working on it. When I came up with this idea, like around 2000, I remember we were in a coffee shop in 2014 and 15 like that. Tim Hortons, to be very specific, Jumeirah.
We are in a cafeteria. She's in
No, trust me, I've been to a lot of cafeteria also discussing, taking rounds of Zabil Park before our marriage. Also, I was discussing about the business. He said, yeah, we'll see after marriage what's going to happen and stuff like that. But this one, I remember in 2014 when we were sitting, I had a very bad day at office and I was very stressed. And I said, I'm done with this corporate now and I want to do something on my own. So he told me, all these years you have worked as a proper corporate person, traveling, people know you in IT industry, you're such a well-known person, and how could you, come down directly to a beauty industry, and it's not going to be easy. I told I'll do it. I said I'll do it. But the condition here is that I'm going to do a research of the products first, and we're going to make sure that this is going to be 100% chemical free. So the study started 2014, 15, and 16 it came into picture when we decided. I was deciding first that I'll work and then I'll do my business, but it didn't work. I had to quit and then start the first formation
Sorry
of the
to cut you off, Lau, but I wanted to bench on what you've said, that it should be chemical free.
Yes.
The salon should be chemical free. Why that reason?
Like because
See, if you want to earn money, you
can just
It's quite
So
challenging.
when I started looking at the insights of the products that is being used in the salon, like when I started the study in 2014 to be precise, there were 46% of women who died were salon workers and because of cancer. So the most neglected industry on the usage of the products is the salon products. People just do it commercially, like what you mentioned. If I wanted to make money, it would be easy for me to pick any product, what's generally you find in the, you do the any services that you get. So I went to salons, starting from the salons on the top A+, to try on my hair, to see the products. I came to the lowest salon to see how they are using it, the general safety, hygiene procedure, starting from the reception, how they are welcoming. This was all my studies in that and before that.
Which is a great one, because putting up a safety heaven of women, then you need to make sure that your salon is safe for everyone. And I know, ladies and gentlemen, their salon, Blush and Curls, is actually safe for pregnant women and even those people who have cancer and even kids. Okay. Now we have known you from the very young age, and then you become an entrepreneur.
It's even very challenging because if you will start a salon, like a chemical-free salon, it must be expensive.
Yeah,
And
cost is
the
higher.
competition in Dubai is like very high.
And the most challenging part for us was that I decided to open this in Kisses. So Kisses is like an old city of Dubai. It's old Dubai. So people used to work in the new part of Dubai and they used to stay there for being cost effective. Because I didn't know unless I moved in with my husband there, staying in Nada. That's when I decided finding a salon in this area is like very difficult. So it was the most difficult thing, because there I had a lot of salons which the prices were very, very down, cheap. And they were using any products, they were doing anything, because when I went to those salons, I was like, what the hell is happening here? Hygiene is like 0% of nothing is there actually. So he said, are you sure you're going to do this? And we had this shop also on the on the roadside, which again we didn't know. The rents were high, we didn't know, we didn't had any guidance what we are doing. So it was just that we had our savings and we are pumping in money and we are just waiting for,
Well, they say that
That's
if you
true.
set up a business, if you are a startup, be prepared that maybe a minimum of 6 months you will get your revenue or ROI.
And it's a very big risk.
And the other risk was also the hiring of the team, because for me, I worked in a very multicultural, different level of people. When it came to the salon workers, because they come from different nationality, different family background, their previous work experience, everything had a different. Some of them were traumatized, so I didn't know. I got into that traumatized situation. So in order to handle, so I had to counsel, and there was a lot of emotional, because I'm dealing with one single gender, which is female. My team was women, and then I had the customers who were women. So this was a very difficult thing to handle.
So with all the successes that you had, Lavanya, and we are praying for more successes, I mean, what's next for Lavanya Vikram this 2022? Because this is something that we need to look out for.
Yes.
So I'll just recap before I answer to that question, is that we have 3 branches successfully since 2016. When I opened my first branch in 2016, I had clients. I had people who were from different salon owners. They used to come and tell me, I used to get threatening calls, by the way, telling that I will not survive there for a year. So today we completed successfully 6.5 years there. And we moved to a bigger location recently. The Kisses we revamped and we moved to the bigger one. So we have Mankul and we have Barsha. The whole point is that I didn't give up, not on me, and most importantly my team didn't give up, so the team management was the task, but that's one thing I worked on myself and on them.
Wow.
I gave them exactly a situation that we are in a family and how a family will operate. So in a family there are problems, there are tough times. You might not like your sister, you will fight, you will pull your hair, but at the end of the day when there is a trouble, everyone joins together to stand together. That's the thing that I taught them. And the other important thing is that when they are taking care of a client, again they want to make them feel that they came to their home and they're giving that homely feeling. Today we have more than 130 plus post-cancer survivors with us as our clients. In 2018 we started an initiative where we wanted to give out free services to house help. That was the first time that we changed something. We went out of
It's a way of giving back.
I'm actually promoting that.
A way of giving back.
Yeah, the way of giving back. The most important thing is that we just see them smiling and we feel their heart is light. We feel that they are pampered, they are relaxed. That's all we want. So that made us feel good. In 2020, when the pandemic hit every single person, that's when we were opening the second branch. But then I started doing is like, bringing out stories of common women, helping them, telling them what they could do in their life if they are trying to open something, just like a normal casual talk, and they went in. And that's when also I started as being an influencer.
Wow.
So today,
How many followers you've got now in TikTok?
in TikTok I have about 80,000 followers.
Wow. And Instagram?
In Instagram I have about 109k followers.
Wow.
So I do a lot of promotion. I'm foodie, I love eating food. So I do food as an influencing. I do a lot of brand influencing and I love doing that. So now coming to your point on
Yes.
what is the future that I have with Blush and Curls is that we want to have a clean beauty and we want to give back to UAE. This is my home. So I wanted to give, hopefully out of countries later on. I don't have any thing in my head right now, but I wanted to cover the whole of UAE and we wanted to become a recognized place. We are a recognized brand to some extent now. People know us when they come to us, but we wanted to give a clean beauty and we want to give a sustainable beauty, safe beauty. Most importantly, no one who comes and takes a service from us should have any kind of biological hazard or health hazard. This is our intention and this we will keep on doing it no matter what problems we will have, because I'm a person, I don't give up on myself, on my dreams and on my family, on my team, and for people like you who have trust on me, I don't give up.
It's very important because every customer who came into your salon has given you the responsibility and the trust to take care of them, their beauty, their health, their personal thing, because they come to Blush and Curls to be beautiful and to be healthy, right?
Yes, and that is actually what you watch Lavanya, you heard Lavanya, the revelation of her life, the future of her and the business and her other endeavors. But what really matters now, guys, is that, ladies and gentlemen, is that the message that you should never give up on your dreams. You should never give up if struggles are there in your business. Go back to your team, talk to your team because they are your family. Just like how Lavanya treats her workforce or her team, they are a family of Blush and Curls, and struggles may be there in every corner, but it doesn't matter as long as they are together fighting or doing their best to serve
Respect
the
for each
people of
other.
UAE. And that's it. You will be successful. I know, Lavanya, that you will go heights.
Yes.
Not just you as a person, but of course with your business as well. And
we really salute her taking the risk. She took the risk, she took the challenges, but she stuck in her value. And that value is to take care and spread the awareness of being happy, being healthy, and being beautiful. one of the top 50 inspirational women to look out for
In
in 2022 and beyond.
Yes, and that is why we would also like to invite you. We are endorsing actually the services of Blushing
Yes.
Girls. Well, actually the team makes us beautiful every time we have an event.
Yes, we are
You see
well,
the
very
snails.
well recommending this establishment
They are
for
highly
all the
recommended.
women that please come here to have your beauty regimen. It's very safe, very healthy, and don't think about the money. It's not about money. It's about your safety and health.
Yeah, and one more thing, I would like to reiterate their what you call it, the CSR of Blushing Curls. They're giving back to the community. We would like to invite the house helps, housemaids, the caregivers at homes. Please head on to any of their branches. They have Alcoce's branch. They have
Almancul
Almancul
and Alcoces,
Albarcia. So you just need to head on, bring in your visa copy, and you will
yes.
get your free pampering from Blush and Curls.
Before we end, we will have a very short
Message.
from our empowered woman here. Lavanya, please say something to our viewers.
For everyone that I'm seeing, especially for women, is that sometimes you need to take a leap of faith, just jump, and then once you reach that side, don't give up, because that's what happens generally, is that you jump but you don't do the things that you want. So your persistence, consistency, never giving up, and have faith on God, because I'm a very spiritual person and I believe without Him nothing happens. So have faith and never give up. Do not listen to any person, just follow your heart. You will definitely succeed.
Wow.
That's it, folks. Thank you for tuning in. And thank you, Ms. Lavanya.
Thank you, Lavanya. Thank you, Blush
so
and
much,
Curls.
love. Thank you, Blush and Curls.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lee Temporal. And thank you so much, Prodigy Global Network. God bless you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in with our second episode. We will be having our third episode very soon.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye. God bless.
Thank you.